Something's happening.
What's going on, guys? Angry Manduke here. I'm out at the Mars River Bluffs. You guys know my intro from here means if you want to come out here, this is a beautiful place to be.
It's a asshole out there.
But please don't leave any trash here because you'll piss me off.
I figured you wouldn't understand.
But I've already been angry about messy people in public places because you sons of bitches won't freaking stop leaving trash on the ground, and I'm not getting into that today.
Don't be a pussy.
But I also want to say before I get into what I'm into today that if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because...
So, here's to old friends and to new friends.
You know, I'm always welcome to new people, and whether you're trolls or you just get a kick out of watching me get angry.
I'm so angry.
Then I want you to join me.
No, it's shiny. I like to meet new people. They've all got stories.
I'm not doing the daily thing right now. I do expect to go back to it, but my life is a little bit busy right now because I'm in classes for my CDL. I want to get myself working and in a good financial standpoint, and then I can update my equipment.
You just shake it.
Yo, for real.
Because, well, that car show video that some of you guys watched, if anybody, you know, my regular subscribers and whatnot, probably didn't watch the whole thing, but some people might have, and I hope you did.
You were worried about that?
That 55-minute video took me 24 hours to render, and that's not acceptable.
I just gave away 10 years of my life.
So, I need to update my equipment.
Obsolete!
And that'll make things a lot easier for me to get through with. After I do that, I'll get back to the daily thing, and by then I will be working, and you guys will see me in my traveling series, and probably all sorts of different things to be angry about, because I won't be here in New Jersey all the time.
Which concerns me very much.
But without further ado, what am I angry about?
Very, very angry.
Snapple. Why am I angry about Snapple? Well,
This is filthy.
many of you may have actually realized that Snapple has stopped using glass bottles and resorted to plastic, and that angers me.
I buried those cockroaches.
Because all this time, their marketing has been they use the best stuff on earth,
Brilliant.
and now they're turned around and not selling the best stuff on earth, regardless of their ingredients. They're using plastic instead of glass.
Couldn't be safer.
The huge difference between plastic and glass for the immediate person is glass is made out of sand and turns back into sand.
But you'd be surprised at how dry it gets just from beating it like that.
It ultimately, if you leave the cap on it, it might end up floating around in the middle of the ocean. But if it breaks at some point, it's not bad to break glass.
And it breaks all the time.
I know you don't want to step on broken glass, but you don't want to step on rocks in the bottom of the river either.
A fact known well to every woman.
If you break it, and you break it up enough, it's going to turn back into sand. And that's ultimately what we want it to do.
You know, people look at you like you're a little strange.
It doesn't melt into the environment and isn't going to end up in our water supply nor our food supply any more than sand already is.
Gay.
Whereas plastic is extremely hard to recycle and does melt down and gets in our water supply and our food supply in the form of fish. And by 2040, we're all going to be eating plastic. And
Like everything about it.
for all these companies that resort to something cheaper, I do believe that if they needed to resort to something cheaper other than, you know, cutting the quality of their product, they could have resorted to using aluminum because aluminum is cheaper. Because I look at Arizona, and Arizona does have plastic. They still use glass, but they also use cans, and their cheapest product is actually in a can. Well, how could their cheapest product be in a tall can and still make them money if aluminum wasn't a viable option? Aluminum's very easy to recycle, and we all know it as something that can make us money if we're going to scrap it.
Wasn't that clever?
So I'm upset about that because the difference in weight between glass and plastic is not so dramatic. The difference in production costs, ultimately, if you're doing a mass scale of production, it's not a huge dramatic thing. And let's be realistic. A lot of things that are plastic is still recyclable, but a lot of things aren't going to get recycled.
That's how we grow as people.
They're not going to get there because you're going to buy it at the local bodega, you're going to drink it, and you're going to toss it on the side of the road. I wouldn't do that. I would keep it in my pocket, but that doesn't mean that everybody won't.
Maybe something is fundamentally wrong.
A lot of people won't. They will just toss it on the ground, and then it doesn't get recycled.
Read a little bit about science.
If the glass gets tossed on the ground, yeah, it might turn into a shard that'll cut some little kid's finger off, but he'll learn a lesson.
The fear of loss
is a path to the dark side.
If plastic gets thrown on the ground, then it doesn't ever biodegrade. It ends up in the ocean, and we end up all starving and dying because it ends up in our fish.
Totally unstoppable.
And it kills our fish. We need those fish. So that's why I'm angry about Snapple, because they're ultimately being the cheapest, and in the long run they're selling humanity short with it, and for all this time they hadn't.
It's ridiculous. Try to make it look not dirty. Try.
So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this and you want to see what else I'm angry about, some of my topics are actually kind of serious. Not that this one isn't serious, it does actually piss me off.
But that won't stop me.
Some of my topics are actually more personal than this.
You can do that. You can do anything here.
If you want to see what else I'm angry about, go ahead and check out that playlist there. Or if you want YouTube to pick out what's best for you can check out that one there.
I agree.
As always, guys, I want you to like the video, subscribe, and I really want to thank you for watching. I'll see all my friends later.
I love you.